Can you play the ball today?
Sure. Hello everybody, welcome. This is Emma. She's going to be my demo for this evening. We're actually going to start in Shavasana. So make your way down and start there. Make yourself comfy. Welcome to all the people that I might not have met before to this free and live broadcast. Welcome. Take a sec, get yourself comfy and settled. You might have a cushion or something similar throughout this practice as a means of some form of prop. But once you're laying flat, go ahead and settle in. Just take a moment to find stillness. And as you arrive here, go ahead and take a nice, long, very deep breath in. A gentle releasing breath out. And see if you can allow for the body to sink heavily into the floor. And it really is a sense of conscious attention towards your body and a process of allowing. A lot of the yoga practice is about distilling your attention to become aware of your own body. Starting to focus all of your energies towards creating an internal state of well-being. And here, start to become aware of just sort of where you're at on the gamut. 3 main areas of experience to become aware of. Notice the experience that you're having with your body right now. Notice the experience of your energy. And notice the experience of your mind. These 3 areas seamlessly work together, obviously, but it's nice to sort of segment them so it's a little bit easier to organize a sense of awareness around these particular areas. That's simply awareness, it's nothing more. You're witnessing whatever state that you might be in without the need to react. And then let's continue to distill and simplify, channeling our energies towards this place of well-being through the breath. Take your attention to your belly center, the belly button. And gently start to breathe more breath down towards that belly space. Let it fill and rise like a balloon filling up. And let your exhales start to smooth out and slow down. You start to generate a somatic, slow, gentle breath where you're expanding and contracting your breath willfully. And that becomes a really key component of the practice. You're starting to fortify your sense of will. You're strengthening your sense of will. You're going to meet challenge with the postures, hopefully. That's where growth starts to occur. But we'd like to keep a sense of continuity with the breath throughout that experience, throughout that process and practice. We'll just take another round or 2 deepening the breath and, in a sense, getting the breathing muscle, the diaphragm, a little bit more integrated into our breath. A very simple, yet very powerful and effective style of breathing here. we double the length of the exhalation. Start to breathe in for 4 seconds and breathe out for 8 seconds. The intended purpose of this is to soothe the nervous system in some manner or another. And right here, you're willfully creating a breath that makes an influence both physically, energetically, and mentally throughout the body. 4 in, 8 out. You start to literally create a chemical shift in your body. I'll leave you in silence with this just for a couple of rounds so we can create this bedrock of stability, a bedrock of composure that we can take into challenging the body with posture. A couple of rounds on your own. 4 in, 8 out. Complete the round that you're on with an exhalation, and then drop back into a deliberate breath that's slow, gentle, has a quality of softness to it. And maybe that becomes the most important aspect. There's a quality of gentleness in your practice. Doesn't matter how much of a challenge you're going to find physically in your body, maybe even mentally throughout the practice. See if you can keep each and every gesture integrated with a mood of softness towards it, a mood of kind of kindness in whatever you're doing. So very different to needing to strain and push the body to get something out of it. Instead, meet your body as it is in the moment and do as much as you possibly can to nurture it while you challenge it. We'll try and keep on working on that balance, and it is a balance. Let's keep that breath rolling. Go ahead and hug your knees up in towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze and catch happy baby very gently for a few moments there. Have a little wriggle and a kick if you like to, starting to straighten one leg and then the other. Just feeling out the backs of the legs, the hamstrings. Just take maybe one more big breath there. And then placing the feet down to the ground for rolling bridge pose. So feet directly underneath your knees. Tilt your tailbone up off the ground and lift the hips up towards the ceiling. And the exhale lowers the hips straight back down towards the ground. Now you keep on going just like that with the breath. The inhale's lifting up and the exhales take it down. One breath to one movement now. Finding a nice synchronicity of timing of the breath with the movement of the body. All in all, again, you're creating a sense of coherence in your body by bringing all these physical and mental elements together. You're coordinating a sense of presence. Go ahead and get the arms involved from here. Next time you lift your hips with the arms up over the head, touching the floor above your head. And the exhale lowers both back down nice and slow. And you keep on going. One breath to one movement. Hips and hands or arms now lifting and raising. We'll take just 2 more rounds wherever you're at. Lift and lower. And final round now. Lift and lower. And as the hips come down, find figure 4. Place the right ankle on the left knee. Stack it up and then grab a hold of the back of the left leg. The thigh or the shin, whichever is more appropriate for you, and then drawing the legs in towards the chest. Now maybe just 2 more breaths in this shape. And dropping the legs over to the left into a twist. So you release your arms out to a T shape, especially the right shoulder sinking down here, nice and heavy. You might even draw the right knee down, or you can have it poking up towards the ceiling in some manner. One more long breath, slow exhalation. And the inhale draws you back up through the center for figure 4 on the other side. Left ankle, right knee. Stack it up, draw it in. A couple of breaths there. Nice, easy, settled, gentle breath. And just one more gentle breath there in the figure 4. And down into the twist. So legs off to the right now. Down to the side, left shoulder opening. One more breath. And then legs back up through the center. Now place the feet on the ground and go ahead and shoot the right leg up towards the ceiling. Grab a hold of the back of the thigh, the calf, or the heel itself. And keep your tailbone lowering down here. Start to extend your left leg out in front of you, nice and stiff, nice and long. So quite powerful through your left heel, kicking. Just get a feel for the back of the right leg here. Don't need to push it and sort of stretch too much into it. Take just one more big breath as you are. Now, super controlled. Lower the right heel down very, very slowly. I'm not going to time it, but see if you can take like 2 or 3 seconds for that heel to come down super slow. You're accountable for that movement there. Try not to cheat yourself. And then once that heel lands down, it's a long flow. We'll lift the other one up. Left leg lifts up. You might bend the right knee first, placing the foot on the ground, and then extend it out a little bit further once you feel a little bit more accustomed to the shape. But here, tailbone lowering down and left toes pulling back towards the face. We'll just take maybe 2 more breaths there. Again, getting a feel for the leg rather than trying to push the leg here. And then a nice slow lowering of the left heel coming down towards the ground, nice and gentle. And as you're ready, knees in towards the chest, rock yourself up to a seated position and come straight into cat-cow. So roll over the knees and come into tabletop position, all 4s. Let's come back a little. And once you've arrived, hands below the shoulders, hips above the knees. Take an inhale to press the belly down, puff the chest forward and look up. And then exhale to raise and arch up through your spine. And that's the way you carry on. The inhale presses the belly down, and the exhale arches up through the spine. Again, trying to find synchronicity of breath and timing of the movement. Inhale, dip, exhale, arch. And then one more round now, dip and arch. As you do arch your upper back, hold in that sort of shape, that turtle-backed kind of shape. Now tuck your toes and lift your knees just 1 inch above the ground. Now in this shape, tap your right knee to the right elbow, pull it in. Keep the hover of your left knee. Kick your right leg back and straight, hold for a tick. And then set the foot down and both knees down, cat-cow, dip the belly, puff the chest. Exhale to arch, pause in that arch. One more time, tuck the toes, lift the knees an inch. Left knee taps left elbow, hold for a tick. Kick the leg back nice and straight. Keep the hover of the right knee. And then foot and knee down, cat-cow, dip the belly. And into downward facing dog. Tuck the toes and lift the hips up, nice and gentle. A little bit of a pedal out there might be nice. One more generous breath here in down dog. And then go ahead and walk your hands towards the back of your mat into a forward fold. Uttanasana. Nice and gentle in this fold. You might even put a big bend into your knees. But do loosen up your neck And shift a little bit of body weight around the feet here, forward and back, side to side. Maybe just one more breath there now. And then go ahead and roll up, round up, all the way through to standing. Reach up and stretch up. Catch opposite elbows above your head and behind the head. And in this shape, suck your belly in and squeeze your butt to lean to your left into a side bend. So really, one hand is pulling the elbow over. Big breath here. And back up through to center and onto the other side. Over to the right, into the side bend. A couple of breaths, expansive breaths. And now go ahead, raise the arms up. Pull the hands to prayer at heart center and lift your heels up off the ground. So you're in a little toe stand. Now bend the knees and sink the butt into a little toe standing squat, but not all the way down. Thighs parallel to the ground, chest lifts up. 2 more nice long breaths here, keeping the heels lifted. Now heels stay up as you stand up. Reach up and stretch up. Keep the heels up. Interlace hands behind your lower back. Roll back the shoulders. And then plant the heels to fold forward. Bend in the knees as the hands come up a little bit here. 2 more nice long breaths in this shape. And release the hands to the floor to walk them all the way out into downward facing dog or even into plank now. So walk the hands all the way forward. Shoulders come above the wrists. Exhale back to down dog. And we do that a few more times. High plank, back to down dog. Rolling plank, that is. Just one more round like that, however, in this fashion. High plank, back to down dog. Now this time, high plank, right knee taps right elbow. Pull it in. And simply step back to down dog. Left knee, left elbow, tap it in. Step back to dog. One more time on each side. Right knee, tap. Dog, step back. Left knee, left elbow, tap. Back to dog. Now inhale to high plank and with your knees or not, through chaturanga until you land flat on your front. Take your hands off the side of the mat, come up onto fingertips and roll through cobra. We'll give this a few rounds here. So move with the breath. Inhale lifts the chest, exhale lowers it down. Make sure your legs are very structured here. Thighs engage, so much so that the kneecaps are off the ground. A little bit of a squeeze of the butt, and you just got 2 more rounds rolling through cobra here. Last one, lift and lower. And as the chest comes down, send your butt back to your heels into child's pose, and then straight up into downward facing dog. As you get there, nice easy walk to the top of the mat, stepping up, halfway lift and flatten out through your back. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to stand all the way up, reach up and stretch up, and the exhale folds you straight back down towards the ground. Now halfway lift, lengthen out your spine. Step back to plank position and pause there. Now, a little bit of work to do. Take your feet a little bit wider than what they are. Hover your right big toe just off the floor. Now, one of 2 choices. Come up onto the left fingertips at bare minimum here. Maybe you reach your left hand straight forward. Pretty bouncy, pretty tricky. Stay for another breath here. Stay cool. And hand and foot down. Pull back into down dog just momentarily. Back into plank. Left big toe hovers. Maybe right fingertips. Maybe the right hand reaches forward. Keep that back leg stiff and strong. This is body tension. You're going to feel that strength of the right thigh for one more big breath. Hand and foot down. Good. Lower through chaturanga until you land flat on your front. This time, interlace your hands behind your lower back. If it's not time for that, just hands by the side. Either way, lift the chest and arms up. Exhale, lower. 2 to go. Same thing with the legs. Point the toes. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. Slide the butt back to the heels into child's pose. And straight up into downward facing dog from there. As soon as you're there, 2 rounds of sun sal. Heels up, knees bend. Look to the front. Walk, step, or jump. Top of your mat. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale to stand, reach up and stretch up. Exhale, fold you straight back down. Inhale, half lifts. Step or jump back, chaturanga, half plank, bend the elbows, lower in. Pull the chest through the arms, up dog. And exhale to downward facing dog, hips up and back. Now 2 settling, purposeful breaths in that down dog. Bring your focus into it. Distill your attention. Good. Heels up, knees bend. Look to the front, walk, step or jump. Half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand, reach and stretch up. Exhale, fold you straight back down for one more round. Half lift, inhale. Step or jump back into chaturanga, half plank. Pull the chest through the arms, upward facing. And downward facing lifts the hips up and back. 2 more settling breaths in down dog. So you have a sense of purpose behind that breath. Good. Inhale, right leg raises up towards the ceiling. Bend the knee, peel the hip open, tilt it up. Exhale, right knee taps left elbow. Cross it under. Inhale, lift it back up. Now right knee to right elbow and pause. Take it to the other elbow and shoot it back up. Gently step the foot in between the hands. Lengthen through your back leg and strengthen it. So back knee very straight and right hand raises up. It's a simple twist. A little bit of a squeeze of the left glute here. The butt cheek squeezes tight. One more gentle breath here now. And right hand down, drop the back knee down, chest and arms raise up into low lunge. In this shape, right hand grabs the left wrist. You really want to take a hold. Now, lift the hand up, lift the arm up, and then into a side bend over to the right. In this shape, make sure the left butt cheek is squeezing strong, the glute. You take maybe 2 more big breaths here. Now we're coming directly into twisted Hanuman. So hands on the ground, straighten through your front leg, and then right hand raises up. Twisted Hanuman. In this shape, make sure your right hip is pulling back and down just a little bit here, but keeping the pinky toe pulling up. We'll take maybe 2 more big breaths there. And then super gently, right hand down, back up into low lunge, chest and arms raise up, and interlace your hands behind your lower back. Yeah, low lunge, yeah. You got it, Anjaneyasana. Interlace your hands behind your lower back, lift the chest and roll back the shoulders. Now in this shape, squeeze the left butt cheek again. Now, without catching the foot with the hands, lift the back foot up off the ground, just squeezing it in, and then touch the foot back down towards the ground. One more of those. Lift the foot, place it down, raise the arms up towards the ceiling. Hands on the floor, runner's lunge. Pick the back knee up off the ground. Now in this shape, very gently raise your right hand up. Simple twist, find side plank. Step your right leg back on top of the left one. Stack up the legs. Hold here, lifting the hips. 2 more nice long breaths as you are. Now right hand down, switch that side plank to the other side. Left hand comes up. Any amount, doesn't matter how much. Lift the left leg up away from the right one and then step it into wild thing. Left foot behind the right leg, turn the hips, lift the chest. Now stick with me here for this transition. As you come back to plank, left knee taps left elbow straight away. Pull it in, shoot the leg up, 3-legged dog. And then step to a squat. Left foot outside the left hand, right foot outside your right hand. Sit your butt down, chest up, hands to prayer. Just 2 big breaths here. There's a little bit of pulling of the belly. Suck the belly in. Keep it tight. Stabilize the lower back. And we come straight through a flow here. Hands to the ground. Step or jump back into chaturanga, half plank. Pull the chest through, up dog. And the exhale finds downward facing, hips up and back. 1 or 2 more breaths in that down dog now. Lifting the heels, lifting the hips rather, and sinking the heels in contrast. And good, we carry on. Left leg raises up, bend the knee and peel the hip open. Left knee to right elbow, cross it under. Inhale, shoot it back up. Left knee, left elbow and pause to the other one and shoot it back up. Step the foot in between the hands. Simple twist, left hand raises, but Really make sure your back leg is very straight. Keep it firm, keep it stiff. Knee is elevated here for 2 more big breaths. Very nice. And then left hand down, back knee down, low lunge, chest and arms raised up. So left hand grabs the right wrist, and you really do want to grab a hold of it, genuinely. Lift the chest, lift the arm, and then into the side bend. So in the side bend, you're looking for a sense of length towards the ceiling, and a nice sort of arcing spiral over to the left as a result. Now squeeze your right butt cheek on here. We take maybe 2 more deep belly breaths. Keep your attention centered right there on the breath. Now you might have to adjust your stance, but half Hanuman. Hands to the ground, straighten through the front leg. As soon as you get there, left hand raises up, twisted Hanuman. And in this shape, pinky toe pulls up a little. See if you can drop your left hip down a little. Sort of roll it back and down. And then 2 more nice long breaths there. Good, good, good. All right. Left hand down, low lunge once again. Chest and arms raise up, bending into the front knee. Interlace hands behind the lower back. Roll back the shoulders and suck your belly in nice and tight. Squeeze your right butt. Now, go slow. Lift the back foot up off the ground and then place it back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 1 more breath there. And raise the arms up momentarily to place the hands on the floor for runner's lunge. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Side plank, left hand raises up first. See if you can do it with 1 hand as you step your left foot back on top of the right one, stacking up the legs. Now, strong ankles, little rainbow shape through the side body. So lift the hips here for 1 more big breath. And then switch it to the other side. Left hand comes down, right hand lifts up. Any amount. Lift the right leg away from the left. And then step it into wild thing. Right foot steps out and behind. 2 more breaths there. Now, nice fluid transition. Right hand down, right knee taps right elbow on the way through. Kick the leg up, 3-legged dog. Step to a squat. Right foot outside your right hand, left foot outside left hand. Sit the butt down, chest up, hands to prayer. Okay, 2 more big breaths there. A little bit of squeeze back on the shoulders now. And hands on the floor. If you can, jump straight back into bent elbows, chaturanga, half plank. Pull the chest through. Up dog is to follow, and down dog is always nice after that. 1 more big breath in dog. And then coming back to that squat. So heels up, knees bend. Walk, step, or jump outside the hands. Now just 1 breath there. Now, coming towards lizard lunge here. Keep the right foot oriented as it is. Step your left leg back. Hands inside your right leg. Raise your right hand up towards the ceiling. Twisted lizard. Now move with breath here. Right hand dives underneath your left armpit to drop the chest down. Inhale, open back out. Tilt the shoulder back just a little. And then sweep it under to drop the chest down. 1 more. Open. Little lean back, not much. And then sweeping under, drop the chest down. Inhale, open the arm back up. And then just place the hand onto the floor here. Very gently step back into that side plank 1 more time. We're going to take it into a little bit more work now. Right leg steps back on top of the left. Now lift the right leg away from the left one a little. Hug the right knee in towards the chest. Transition this to fallen triangle. Right hand down. Scoop the right leg underneath the body and kick it out to the other side of the mat. Left hand is now raised up for 1 more big breath there. Left hand down, right leg up and out, 3-legged, to step through crescent lunge. Right foot in between the hands, chest and arms raised up. In this crescent, bend your left elbow and take it behind the head. Place the right hand up on top, or alternatively, find a full Gomukhasana grip. Lift the chest a little, squeeze your left butt cheek, and lean gently to your right into a side bend. Steady breaths here. You got just 2 more here. In this shape, keep the binding shape, straighten through the front leg and square off your chest. And now as you bend back into the front knee, twist. Hook your left elbow around the front knee, hands together, back leg super straight. Not so long here, just 3 more slow breaths. And very gently, hands on the ground, pyramid pose. Half step in, straighten out through your front leg as you lift your hips up a little. Now in this pyramid, see if you can lift the front ball of the foot. So you're resting on the front heel. And the back heel today, see if you can lift it up. Now, come up onto both of your index fingers. So it's a little bit more balancy. The legs have to be a little tighter. Thighs on, belly pulls in. And you take 2 more big breaths here, pulling your right pinky toe up and the right hip back. Lovely, lovely. Standing splits to come. Look forward. Pop off the back leg as you fold over the front one. Now, keep the top leg stiff and straight. See if you can reach your arms back like you're flying, kind of like an arrowhead shape, and it gets way more balancy, right? Keep the top leg stiff. Don't worry about the fold necessarily from now, but do keep the head coming down. 1 more big breath. As softly as you can, step back to warrior 2. Plant the foot, open the arms, straighten through the front leg, flip the front palm, reach up and back. And as you reach forward, side angle. So back through warrior 2, bend into the front knee. Yeah, might need to extend the stance a little. That's all good. Half bind on that. Left arm wraps behind your lower back. Make sure the back leg is very tight here. The thighs engaged, the butt squeezes too. Little roll of the chest up towards the ceiling now for maybe 3 more slow breaths. We keep moving. Inhale, stand up, warrior 2. Straighten through the front leg. Flip your front palm, reach up and back. In for triangle now. Reach as far forward as you can, cutting the hips back. Right hand down, left hand up. Now, I'm a real big fan of just a tiny bend in the front knee. It seems to just bring it on with a sense of more quality in the strength of the front leg. And then maybe the chest can turn up a little bit more towards the ceiling. Now, as you turn your chest up, that doesn't necessarily mean lift your left hip up. See if you can isolate that little twist to the upper spine only. So back leg super tight and stiff. You got just 2 more big breaths here now. And then very simply, runner's lunge. Left hand to the floor, lift your back heel, bend into the front knee, 3-legged dog. Right leg lifts up and out. Bend the knee and peel the hip open. Now, one more time through fallen triangle here, but maybe we'll take it a little further. Right knee to left elbow and pause. Spin the back heel down. Now, if you can, take your left hand to the outside blade of right foot and kick. Maybe the leg comes up towards the top of the mat. You just got 2 more big breaths here. Otherwise, fallen triangles right there again for you. 1 more big breath here. 3-legged dog, left hand down, right leg lifts up and out. Step that foot in between your hands. Now, look forward in this shape in runner's lunge. Come right up onto the fingertips. We're going to see how slow we can go into warrior 3 with as much control as we possibly can. Here are the hot tips. Back leg stays straight. Let your front knee come forward of the ankle and all the load comes into the front foot and off the back foot. Then you elevate and press down into the standing leg, finding a T shape here. Now take your time to find half moon. Right hand down, little bend into the standing leg as you do the transition. And tilt your left hip open into Ardha Chandrasana. Yeah, little shaky, knife edge balance, so breathe with it. Condense your attention into your breath for 2 more here. Step back, runner's lunge, hands on the ground. 3-legged dog, right leg lifts up and out. Step your right foot outside your right hand, left foot outside the left hand, up into the squat. Sit your butt down, chest up, hands to prayer. One of 2 choices. Step or jump back into chaturanga or crow through flow. Not the focus, I'll leave it on you. I'm not going to go through it tonight, but if it's there for you, take it. Otherwise, please step or jump back into chaturanga, half plank. Once you're there, pull the chest through the arms into upward facing dog, and the exhale finds downward facing dog. 2 more breaths in that down dog. Coming back to that pesky squat, feet to the outside of the hands. Second last malasana. Hands on the ground, however. Step your right leg back into lizard lunge. Left hand raises up. Now, just before we carry on, make sure the back leg stays super stiff here, and don't worry about twisting too deeply in this shape. Let's go for how deep we can drop the chest down. Let's go. Left hand underneath the right armpit, lower the chest in. Now open back out, just a gentle opening. Exhale, dive under, focus there. Drop the chest right in. Inhale, open. Exhale, under. Inhale, open back out. Place the hand on the floor. Gently step back to side plank. So nice and controlled. Left leg back on top of the right. Left hand comes up. Now in this shape, lift the left leg away from the right one. Pull the knee in towards the chest, and we scoop this into fallen triangle. So left hand down, left leg underneath the body as you kick it out to the other side. Right hand is up, hips lift up a little. One more big breath there. Right hand down, left leg up and out, 3-legged. Just step through for crescent lunge. Chest and arms raise up. Before we go anywhere, pull the belly in, squeeze your right glute on your butt cheek. Bend your right elbow and take it behind your head. Left hand up on top of it, and then into a side bend, bending over to your left. Steady breath, slow breath. Keep that tension in the glute, butt cheek on. 2 breaths to go here now. Now, recenter the chest, square up, straighten through the front leg momentarily. And then as you bend back in, bow forward and hook your right elbow around the front knee, hands together. Back leg super straight. Might have to adjust the length of your stance. Maybe you shimmy your foot back a little bit, but stay cool with your breath. You just got maybe 2 slow exhalations left here. Super gently, hands on the floor. Half step in, pyramid pose, straighten through the front leg. So nice short stance here, want a nice short stance. And then back heel lifts up, front ball of the foot lifts up. Once you're there, challenge your balance a little bit more. Coming up onto index fingers, little chopsticks. Hold there, left hip pulls back a little bit. Yes, breathe with it. 2 to go. Plant the front foot, look forward, standing splits. Back leg lifts up. Now, catch your balance. The whole thing about this one is trying to keep this top leg straight and stiff. Then reach your arms back like you're flying. It's going to be way more controllable when you can keep this stiff and straight, more predictable too. Now keep that straightness for the transition as you gently step back to warrior 2. Open out the arms, straighten through the front leg immediately. Flip the front palm, reach up and back. Back through warrior 2 for side angle Parsvakonasana. Elbow to knee or hand to the floor. Top arm into a half bind, wrap it up. A little tilt back on the shoulder, possibly a full bind, but really keep the back thigh nice and firm, very stiff. Steady breath now, slow exhalation. Again, trying to find a level of kind of stillness within the shape. And it's simply bringing simplicity into the content of your mind by centering it into your breath. Don't overcomplicate the posture. 2 more breaths to go here. And release. Stand up. Warrior 2. Straighten through the front leg. Flip it, reverse it. Left hand up and back. Keeping the legs straight for triangle. Reach your left hand far forward as you can. Left hand down, right hand up. Belly pulls in a little bit here. Steady up your breath now. Nice and slow. One more big breath there now. Just down into runner's lunge. Right hand down, bend the front knee, lift the back heel, 3-leg dog, left leg up and out, bend the knee, peel the hip. Here we go, a little bit of arm balance variation. So left knee taps right elbow, pull it in. Either fall in triangle and kick the leg out, or take the outside of the foot with your right hand and kick out to the side or up to the top of the mat for 2 more breaths. 3-leg dog, right hand down, left leg up and out, doing good. Step through, look forward in runner's lunge. Now, keep that tension through the back leg. I like to think of it as like a little bit of an elevator through the front leg. So as the back foot lifts, all the lift starts to happen from the standing leg into that Vira 3, Warrior 3. So let's get right in there. Now, stay stiff with the back leg and turn this into half moon. Left hand coming down as the right hip lifts up. Little bend in the standing leg might be really beneficial here. 2 more breaths or so. Stay cool, kick strong. Step back, yeah, that'll do it. 3-leg dog. Left leg lifts up and out. Back up into that squat. Left foot outside the left hand. Last time, right foot outside the right hand. So if it's crow through flow, now is the time, or please simply step or jump back into chaturanga, half plank. Pull the chest through the arms, upward facing. The exhale finds downward facing. Drop your knees to the ground and we'll come straight into camel. Now, we want to come straight into it so it's a little bit challenging with your heart rate elevated. We want to use that little bit of challenge with the breath here. Firstly, hips up away from the heels, squeeze your butt and suck the belly in. So it's not enough just to squeeze the butt. Butt and belly active together. Then chest lifts, shoulders squeeze back. Keep the chin to the chest for now. Turn it into the back bend. Lift the chest, arcing spiral. Maybe hands to heels at this juncture. Otherwise, keep the hands on the lower back. Press the crown of the head back. And then drop open the chin. Now, it's not going to be easy to breathe here, hopefully. And that's the challenge. Try and center, slow it down, smooth it out. You got 2 or 3 more to go. Very nice. Inhale to lift up, nice and slow. Now coming onto all fours, tabletop position, hands and knees. You might take a very gentle cat-cow or simply let your spine sort of settle and rest for a moment in a neutral position. Now, a little bit tricky on the transition. Hopefully this works out. Right knee slides between your hands. Turn the foot out to the side and then slide your left knee in behind that front one for Gomukhasana. So sitting your butt down. Hopefully you've sat somewhere in between your feet or your heels. And then you might have to stack up the legs, lifting your butt a little. Maybe you grab the feet, chest up, and fold forward any amount. And we'll settle in from there. Relaxing through the shoulders and the neck just a touch now. Make sure there's no tension being held through your jaw or your eyes. And again, using a sense of awareness throughout your body, so there's that distillation of attention within your body, to then willfully direct all of your energies towards some kind of nourishment of the body. You're pointing yourself towards a state of well-being. You're conscious of multiple levels of experience in your body: physical, energetic, mental, overall, the kind of mood of the posture. You'll know when it's too strong, when you're straining. You'll know when you're too lax. Keep that sense of integration, attentiveness in the posture, and we'll take maybe just 3 more here. All right, chest lifts up. Right leg kicks out to the right with the left sole of the foot inside that leg. And then into stargazer here. Left hand behind the lower back. Rock up onto the left shin or the knee. Open the chest. Tilt back a little here for 1 more big breath. And plonk your butt down. Nice and gentle. Chest and arms raise up. Turn over your right thigh towards your right thigh. Toes up and fold into Janusashasana. Let's go a little bit after this posture. Just 3 more breaths here now in the fold. Alrighty, chest lifts up, and then we'll just come into the other side of that Gomukhasana. So right leg on the bottom now, left leg just wrapping over the top. No fancy entries, just wrap it up. You might have to lift the butt, grab a hold of the feet if you need to, chest up. Make sure the sitting bones stay relatively on the ground as you fold forward. They're going to lift a little, but if you've totally elevated your butt, back it off a little. Really try and get into the breath. Center. You're fortifying your sense of will, and this becomes one of the most powerful things that you can take off the mat. And that's really what we want yoga to do, right? It's okay to keep the body flexible and strong in this manner. We can use it for so much more. The vehicle of yoga has a lot more to offer than just a sense of physical well-being. Let it transcend that. More subtle, energetic well-being, mental well-being, attitudinal well-being. Soft jaw, soft eyes. Maybe 2 more slow breaths now. And gently lifting up the chest. Kick your left leg out to the left. Stargazer, right hand behind the hip. Rock up the hips, up onto the shin. Open the chest, tilt back a little. Big breath in there, squeeze at the butt. And release. Hips coming down nice and slow. Coming towards a forward fold now. So chest and arms raised. You want to get elevation through the lower back here, especially as you turn and fold over your left leg. Soft breaths, slow breaths. Maybe 3 more long ones here. Soft jaw again. Soft eyes. Again, little gestures to kind of harmonize within the shape. And gently lifting up the chest. Let's go ahead and put a bend into the knees and then roll straight down onto your back. We're going to have a little inversion here for a moment. So if you'd rather be in a headstand or something similar like that, please feel free. I'll let you sort of do that at your own discretion. Otherwise, once you're down onto your back, please lift the legs up towards the ceiling into Viparita Karani. If you had a pillow or something similar, it might be nice to place underneath your hips. And I really suggest just taking it fairly gently this evening. If you did want to take it up into plow or shoulder stand, feel free. Hips up over the shoulders. If you are going to take that inversion, support your lower back and gently press the back of the head down to the floor. But right here with legs up the wall pose, can be a little bit less structured. Bend the knees, separate the legs a little bit if you like to. Notice if you can find a sense of comfort in not how much the body can possibly do, but tap into the impact of this posture on the body right now. Notice that it is having some physiological shift take place via this posture. It doesn't need to be the most extreme of sensations to get the most out of it. Stay with the breath, center your attention there. And nice and slowly releasing the feet down to the ground, very, very gently. You may lay flat for a moment, but we'll come towards a twist from there. So hug your right knee in towards the chest, and then take it over to the left side of the body into the twist. Any variation on a twist is much more than welcome, including an eagle wrap on the legs or like cat pulling its tail. So you might just kick the right leg out here and grab the other blade of the foot, something like that. More importantly, the right shoulder sinks down heavily into the floor. Maybe 3 more elongated exhalations here. And inhale back up through the center. Switch it up whichever way, whichever variation you took. Do it on the other side, same thing. Left knee in otherwise, and guide it over. Maybe 2 more breaths there. Slow, steady. Left shoulder sinking heavy. And then come back up through center. Unwrap the legs or hug them in towards your chest. Nice tight squeeze. Alternatively, happy baby. And then we come down into Shavasana. I'll be guiding you through Shavasana. So once you lay flat, get yourself comfy. And take a nice long deep breath in with a gentle releasing breath out. For a moment, observe kind of a shift that can be felt in three main areas: your body, your energy, and your mind. And it's a seamless interaction of the three. But you can notice how one is influential of another. The practice has a particular momentum to it. And now that momentum can be felt without you needing to do anything. Instead, see if you can observe this feeling of stillness in the body, this settling relaxation. Familiarize yourself and become friendly with the feeling of rest. Let's gently start to deepen the breath. Try not to rush awakening the body, but as you are ready, start to wriggle fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Have a big stretch at some point, and then start to make your way up to a seated position with your eyes closed. And as you make it up into your seat, we bring the hands to prayer right at heart center. And we take one moment of appreciation for the practice. Express it clearly. It could be towards yourself, could be outwardly given. We humbly bow the head and say to each other, Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, my dear friends. Thank you, Em. Pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us. And we do this every Monday. So hopefully I'll see you again. Feel free to shoot through any requests. Otherwise, see you soon. See ya.